Welcome to this demonstration of ExFlow AP automation for Business Central, an accounts payable solution that will automate, enhance control, reduce cost, and manual errors when processing invoices in Business Central. This demonstration will showcase the process from OCR interpretation to coding, approval, and posting. Let's begin with an overview of the invoice process from start to end. Everything within the highlighted area is in Business Central. Integrating your AP solution into your ERP offers more benefits than exporting data and logic to an external solution. All the heavy lifting processing, such as PO matching, validations, pre-coding, and approval suggestions, are executed within Business Central. The process begins by forwarding vendor invoices for OCR interpretation. In this video, we're going to use ExFlow data capture, which is one of the market-leading OCR solutions available. However, ExFlow is OCR agnostic, which means that it's possible to use other OCR solutions if preferred. Once your invoices have been interpreted, all the extracted data along with the invoice image are automatically imported to Business Central. During the import procedure, your invoices undergo massive validations, both by Business Central and ExFlow, to make sure and verify that everything is correct according to your desire. Once the import and validation of your invoice is completed, it will be handled according to what document type it is. Intelligent pre-coding will be suggested for your expense invoices, while purchase order invoices will be matched and aligned to your purchase order and goods receipts. Approval suggestions are always applied in real time. The approval logic can be built and driven on pretty much any information found on your invoice, which makes it extremely flexible. The next step is to submit your invoice for approval. However, recurring expense invoices and PO-matched invoices will be automatically approved if they meet your criteria and tolerances for auto-approval. Approval can be done from any device, from anywhere, using our ExFlow approval website. When the invoice has been fully approved, it's ready for posting, which is the last step of the invoice ExFlow process. Posted documents will always be available with a full audit trail, all coding and approval information, as well as the invoice image and any other attachments. All your documents and history are easily accessible through our analytics and reporting tools. Let's have a look at the demonstration. The process starts with OCR. For this demo, we're using ExFlow data capture. The purpose of this step is to automatically extract as much relevant invoice information as possible, to minimize the need for manual entry. To start the process of verifying invoices, simply click Start or double-click on any invoice in the list. In this view, you're able to verify that the extracted information is accurate and to correct any errors or uncertainties. ExFlow data capture offers an 80 to 90% success rate out of the box and will continually improve with every invoice you process. Once the success rate is 100%, this step can be automated completely so that you only need to focus on exceptions. To teach the software where to find a certain value, just double-click or select it on the invoice image. The selected area will be saved and used for future invoices from the same vendor. Invoices can be interpreted both on header and line level, which is especially useful when matching and comparing to purchase order lines. By pressing the OK button, we're confirming the extracted information and the invoice is imported to ExFlow Business Central. The ExFlow Role Center gives you an overview of the whole invoice process and access to the menu where all necessary and relevant ExFlow pages, setup, and reports are found. Let's start by navigating to our imported invoices. It's possible to have multiple import journals to filter and separate different invoice types. For this demo, we're going to process an expense invoice. The import journal contains a lot of information, and you can, of course, personalize your page layout to highlight the most relevant columns. The layout of this page consists of 3 areas. The list of invoices showcases information on invoice header level. On the right-hand side, you'll find useful fact boxes such as the invoice image, attachments, approval suggestions, comments, and more. Last but not least, we have the area for document lines. With ExFlow, approval is always done on line level, meaning that you can send an invoice to multiple parallel approval routes at the same time, making sure that your approvers only get the relevant portion to approve, speeding up the approval process. The coding of expense invoices are generated by various coding suggestions. Coding is typically driven by vendor, where you can assign a favorite GL account. In this example, the vendor is configured with a coding template that will generate multiple lines where the invoice cost is allocated by percentage to different departments. Another way ExFlow can suggest coding is by utilizing your history of posted invoices. Information such as vendor, amount, and currency will be used as filters to find a similar invoice and supply you with the most probable coding. For this example, the department dimension is the driver for which approval rule is applied per invoice line. Approval suggestions are always applied in real time. The approval logic can be built and driven on pretty much any information found on your invoice and coding, such as dimensions, projects, references, purchasers, and much more. This invoice has all the required information and is ready to be sent for approval. An email notification will be sent to everyone that has invoices to approve. The email contains information of documents pending approval and a link that will redirect them to the ExFlow approval web. Approval of invoices can also be done in Business Central if that is preferred. You can find a lot of useful information of how to navigate and use ExFlow Web as an approver by reading the documentation and watching the tutorials. This user-friendly approval site is available on any device, from anywhere. ExFlow Web allows the approver to view and work with invoices from all companies in your tenant. It's also possible to filter the inbox per company, as well as adjust the relevant column information. The folder structure on the left-hand side allows the user to navigate between invoices in different stages. An approver is always able to search with specific criteria and view their whole processed invoice history. This invoice was split to multiple lines and sent to different approval routes. We're currently signed in as the approver for the first invoice line. There are multiple actions available for an approver to execute, such as approve, reject, forward. Depending on their permission level, an approver can be allowed to amend the coding of the invoice lines they've been assigned. On the contrary, it's also possible to limit an approver from what values they're allowed to choose from and combinations that might be unwanted. For this example, we're going to change the department of this invoice line before approving, which will have an effect on the invoice before it's posted. From an accountant's perspective, invoices that have been sent for approval are moved from the import journal to the approval status page. This page provides an overview for all documents that have been sent for approval through ExFlow. Similar to the layout of the import journal, this page is divided in different sections: header information, document lines, approver details, as well as the fact boxes with comments and attachments. An ExFlow accountant or administrator has the option to amend the coding, approval, and to restart the approval process, which can be done per line and per approver. Once all invoice lines are fully approved, the overall status of the document is changed from active to approved. There is still one more additional function to run before the invoice can proceed to posting. This function is called Verify Changes and will notify the accountant if the coding of the invoice lines has changed during the approval process. Our earlier change of department has been identified, and we will proceed by accepting it, making the invoice status change to ready for posting. This takes us to the end of the journey for this expense invoice, with the last step remaining, which is posting. All the information is still available after posting an invoice, making it transparent to follow up the audit trail of your documents. It's very easy to access and view the history of processed and posted documents. The history page maintains the same user-friendly layout as the previous page, allowing for easy navigation and information retrieval. Here, users can still view details such as header, line, and approval level, with a focus on posted documents rather than active ones. The invoice image, attachments, and comments remain accessible, facilitating a comprehensive understanding of each document's context. Users can efficiently filter the page to locate specific documents and export them to Excel, including the invoice image as a PDF attachment. ExFlow also offers auditing capabilities through the audit log, enabling users to track every change in action performed on a document. This functionality proves invaluable during reviews, audits, or investigative processes, providing transparency and accountability regarding document modifications and timelines, which can also be exported to Excel or PDF. ExFlow offers a suite of built-in reports designed to empower users with valuable insights into their financial processes. Users can extract critical data points such as invoice processing times, approval cycle durations, and vendor performance metrics. This information enables stakeholders to identify bottlenecks, workflows, and improve overall efficiency and automation. ExFlow also comes with a set of Power BI reports and dashboards, enabling users to delve deeper into the financial data through visualizations, providing users with access to KPIs and comprehensive statistics. Thank you for watching this demonstration of ExFlow AP for Business Central. To discover more about ExFlow, visit our website or contact us to schedule a deeper demonstration.